Hi, I'm Jason Ellison. I'm the inventor of the ACCEL Stealth SuperCoil. We're going to talk to you today about how we came up with the idea, how we tested the idea, and finally came to the end product that you see today. I think it's a really good looking piece. It really gives the engine a smooth appearance. Some performance advantages, you're eliminating the resistance that is inherent to ignition wire. First things that our test riders noticed is faster starting. Well, the first thing that we wanted to do is we wanted to prove that the concept would work. The late model Harley-Davidson, the late model twin cam engine has what's called an ion sensing system built into it. We were afraid that by removing the ignition wires and eliminating that resistance that's in there, that we would somehow trigger the ion sensing system. So the first thing that we did was we took a pair of standard ACCEL twin cam replacement coils. We came up with a bracket and a wiring harness, and we mounted those directly to the spark plugs on a 2009 Street Glide. We wired up the coils, and I got on the bike and took it for a ride. I rode around Cleveland for a couple days with a big pair of coils hanging off the side of the bike, and bike ran great. Didn't have any issues, so we moved forward. We did a lot of testing on the finished product. So once we had built first articles, installed them on the bike, and the bike started up and idled, then we went through a battery of tests, both on a dyno and on the road. We put the bike through 1,000 miles of torture test, city riding, a lot of heat, a lot of long idling. To test the theory that the coil would work and that it would withstand the vibration and the heat from the twin cam. So far the reaction has been very good. We've got a lot of interest from custom bike builders. We have guys as far as Japan and Australia that have called us looking for the product, asking for the product. So I think that the response has been good. We're actually in the process of building our first prototypes for the Sportster right now. We're really excited about the Sportster product. It's a little bit smaller coil. It looks a little bit different than the twin cam. And then we're in the design phases right now for the Evo. So we will have an Evo version by late summer. For more information on the ACCEL Stealth SuperCoil, check out accel-motorcycle.com. And look for the Evo and the Sportster version of the Stealth SuperCoil coming soon in the summer of 2014.
The ignition coil is a part of your motorcycle that is often overlooked, until now. The new ACCEL Stealth SuperCoils will give you a cool, clean look never seen before in an ignition coil, with the quality and performance you'd expect from ACCEL. These coils are easy to install, so let's get started. First, let's remove the seat and fuel tank from the bike and set them aside. Then, disconnect the negative battery terminal. Now we're going to unplug the stock coil and ignition wires and completely remove them from the bike. Apply a small amount of the supplied blue thread lock to the set screws and loosely install the set screws into each of the aluminum standoffs. Now we're going to install the aluminum standoffs on the cylinder head studs. You'll need to index the standoffs so that the set screws can be accessed with the supplied hex key. Fasten the set screws securely, being careful not to over-tighten. Now we'll install the coil assembly into the cast aluminum coil cover by matching up the tabs on the coil with the slots on the back of the cover. Then route the coil wires through the notch on the side of the coil cover. Next, install the front coil and cover assembly directly onto the front spark plug. Make sure the coil wires exit the front cover toward the rear of the bike, then route the coil wires loosely between the fins closest to the notch in the coil cover. Now we'll install the rear coil and cover assembly directly onto the rear spark plug, with the wires exiting towards the front of the bike. Apply a small amount of the supplied blue thread lock to the socket head cap screws and install them through the top of the coil cover and into the cast aluminum standoffs. Fasten them securely with the supplied hex key, once again being careful not to over-tighten. Connect the supplied extension harness to the coil connector on the factory wiring harness. Then route the extension harness along the backbone of the frame and drop down between the cylinder heads near the throttle body. Secure the extension harness to the backbone of the frame using the supplied wire ties. Next, we'll connect the coil harness from the front cylinder to the connector on the extension harness labeled front cylinder. Repeat the process for the rear coil harness. We're now done with the installation of the ACCEL Stealth SuperCoils. Reconnect the negative battery terminal, reinstall your tank and seat, and let's ride. For more information on ACCEL and the Stealth SuperCoils, check out accel-ignition.com.